Have you ever watched the Fresh and Fit podcast? No, it is not a trick question. They are one of the most popular podcasts in the nation, home to men who are looking for answers, but can't seem to find them in the pool of murky water called dating. So many men seem to be drowning, and in a world where so few are doing really well, not many reach out to give these men a helping hand. That is how the Fresh and Fit podcast was born. You can tune in on any night to watch a panel of women discuss how delusional they have become. From wanting a man that makes $1 million a month, challenging the hosts, to claiming they do not need to bring anything to the table because they are the table. Boy, I can see Myron losing hair follicles already. Fresh and Fit is a male improvement podcast where they dedicate themselves to telling the truth about men, women, finances, health, and dating. Fresh CEO, the co-host, used to be in tech, programming, and coding, then started doing prank videos on YouTube. Fresh was making gold digger prank videos when he was introduced to Myron Gaines, the show host, via phone, where they struck up a conversation about creating a dating podcast. Well, boys, when the stars align, it's meant to be, because they started doing one show a week, then 2 shows a week, until they grew to be one of the most popular and influential podcasts in the world, and all while being hated on, demonetized, and having accusations thrown their way. I believe one of the reasons for their major success is their great supporting cast they have in Chris the Engineer, Mo on the boards, and Bills with the promotions. They are the perfect example of what to do when you have found your niche. The views go up, the subs go up, and the likes go up. Well, maybe not all the way up, and in this video, we are going to touch on some of that. In March 2022, the podcast was banned from YouTube for a week for hate speech. The host claimed that the ban was the result of a targeted attack from an anonymous YouTuber. We are not going to name anyone, but then again, how much fun would that be? Abba and Preach, another famous podcast duo, have been at odds with the Fresh and Fit gang for a long time now, to the point where they seem to have smear campaigns against Myron and Fresh. Fresh and Fit have addressed their issues with Abba and Preach in the past and left the situation alone, but Abba and Preach seem to be dedicated to bringing the Fresh and Fit podcast down. On August 18th, 2023, the podcast was demonetized on YouTube, meaning it could no longer receive donations from viewers. A YouTube spokesperson said the demonetization was due to repeated violations of YouTube's policies, including its community guidelines and advertiser-friendly guidelines. Meaning they said some things, the hosts said they didn't know why YouTube made the decision, but suggested it was because of the types of topics they cover. Fresh and Fit have been called misogynists, among other things, and this is due to their no-nonsense straightforward. Tell it how it is approached to debating the women that come on their show. Many of these ladies have used the word but could not define it, and not to mention name 3 countries besides Mexico, America, and Asia. If you're smart enough, you would know the last one was a test. So ladies, next time you're asked to name 3 countries, y'all better not say Asia. Some may argue that Fresh and Fit do not bring on women of substance or high IQ, but that is not true because a lot of modern women are missing both. Yes, I said it, and if you watch one of their episodes, you would say the same thing. Amongst other troubles Fresh and Fit have had was when Nick Fuentes appeared on the podcast and made statements that some found controversial, including saying that women are baby machines. Fuentes has also praised the conservative religious aspects of the Taliban. Some felt to realize that just because someone comes onto your podcast, it does not mean you share the same views. You may have some similarities with them, but your core values may differ. The show has received criticism for the host's views on women and relationships, which some have linked to controversial figures and ideologies. You can find several articles about Nick's appearance on the podcast. The podcast has been accused of misogyny and bringing on young, naive women, often under false pretenses, on the show only to humiliate them. If you have seen one of these episodes, then you would know the women do a good job of humiliating themselves. But wait, there's more. You can always tell the women of substance who come on their show. They are usually mindful, respectful, and quiet so that they don't cause a scene and embarrass themselves on live TV. Fresh and Fit have a well-known phrase for a woman that gets kicked off of their show. They say she has been Frank Castled in reference to the Punisher who punished criminals for their bad behavior. Myron Gaines authored a book titled Why Women Deserve Less. Frequently claims that only 5 to 8% of men were having regular sex with almost all women, meaning the top echelon of men, rich men, are regularly dating. What I have noticed about the Fresh and Fit podcast is that they hold men accountable for their actions and bad decisions as well. They also teach men about health, wealth, and dating during their daytime show. They have had many guests on their show besides for the thousands of women who have made appearances. They've had the controversial Andrew Tate at their table and held him down while he sat in prison, awaiting trial for accusations of using the lover boy method to get women to sexualize themselves and give him the money. You can call Fresh and Fit what you want, but you cannot say that they are not loyal. You also can't say that they're biased because they bring people from all walks of life to their podcast, from Destiny, the super liberal content creator, to Sneeko, the super conservative content creator. Fresh and Fit currently hold 1.57 million subscribers and over 251 million views, which means they are definitely doing something right. I also have to mention the ladies working for Fresh and Fit who play supporting roles in the background, so much for being misogynistic, which is the hatred of women for those who don't know. When they had a character named Zerka on the podcast, in my opinion, he lowered the value of the show with his outlandish outbursts while being coked up or so, he would say. Today, they have returned to the formula which created the success and accomplishments they marvel in. They have been active from 2020 to the present, so in 4 years, they have leveled up to super YouTube sensation status. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.